Hi everyone, welcome to my new house. I love my new house. Love has been our word for the last 2 weeks. I love that I can sit at my computer and look out and see a glorious big oak tree with beautiful branches, just perfect for one of those swinging beds, which I plan on purchasing. And to my left, I see flowers and our pool. Behind me, you can see that's Mark and all my favorite little kitschy things that I keep in my office. And we were welcomed to the neighborhood with a sewer backup. Neither toilet nor shower would work. All these things had passed inspection, supposed to be perfect. We had purchased a home that had everything replaced, and yet we ran into problems. And all of a sudden you can say, do I love my house? Am I falling out of love with home ownership? And all the little things that go wrong in life can sometimes cause us to question love, which also calls into mind the quality of our love. Is it unconditional? Well, with a house, there are conditions. With people, oh, the goal is to try and not have conditions. But the thing that I found comfort in for the last 2 weeks is a realization I've come to that has changed my whole outlook on love and life and God, source, however you want to refer to the divine. And that is love is constant. Love is ever present. Just like that analogy I told you about last time, how the water is always flowing in the pressure washer, but if the cord gets a little bit twisted, it can stop the flow. But the flow is always there. And for most of my life, I was searching for this elusive attention of quote unquote God. Maybe if I'm good enough, I'll get his attention. I want to be on the good side of God. I certainly don't want to go to hell. And I really didn't get that love is unconditional, always flowing, and it's not external to me. Every human being that was born with that spark of the divine, and that never leaves. Now, sometimes we pinch it off, sometimes we don't feel it so much because we're letting our thoughts run astray from what is true and good and right and always. But that spark, that flow, that constant presence of love is always there. Your source, your God, your love. You can't run from it because it is ever present, never judging, always loving, and a ready resource for you to plug into. Everything works better when it's plugged in. Have you ever tried vacuuming your carpet? Yeah, it'll make lines, but it won't pick anything up. You got to plug in, and plugging in is as simple as getting back in alignment with who you really are, because who you really are is divinely linked to that ever-flowing source of love, and that love will never fail you. So as I was freaking out about my sewer system and a few other things, all the many things that need to be hung on the walls and things I still want to buy and all the conditions of home ownership, I am always comforted by the ever-present unconditional love of Source that resides in my heart. May we not pinch it off. So I'm wondering, how do you follow up love? I'm saying a prayer for all of us and asking for the word that we need for the next 2 weeks. And the answer is, wow. Okay, the word is communication. I was just talking about this in my Toastmasters class. Actually, it's not a class, it's a gathering of people like me who are nerdy speakers. We just like to practice the craft of speaking out loud and improving, eliminating ums and ahs and so's and speaking with more clarity. And communication isn't just about putting out information, because you can drone on and on and on and take a nap while someone's talking. Communication is the art of getting through. And one of my favorite quotes about communication is, the less people know, the more they yell. So if someone's yelling at you, instead of yelling back and being defensive, I always encourage people, take a step back and say, what are they afraid of because they don't feel that they know? The less people know, the more they yell. And can I do a better job of communicating? We can always improve our level of communication. And some people in my classes that I teach say, well, I'm just not eloquent. I'm not a public speaker. I'd rather have a root canal. And I say that anybody can be eloquent. Sincerity plus preparation equals eloquence. If it's something really important, don't wing it. Take the time to think about what you want to say. Think about your desired outcome. Consider pushback in advance so that you're prepared for those questions. Perhaps these next 2 weeks we are all called to increase our level of communication and the quality of our communication. And I love this topic because it's what I do as a profession, but I'm always challenged to improve it in my personal life as well. So I also feel like this is a word, some of you are holding on to something and it's stewing, and you've been stewing on it for so long your head wants to pop off, and maybe you just need to have that conversation. You've been putting off that conversation, and in a way that's good, because you shouldn't have it if you are inflamed with emotion. It'll come out all bungled. But now that you've taken the time to sift it and sort it, think it through, put yourself in that other person's shoes that you wish to communicate to. Employ empathy and have that conversation. It may relieve a whole lot of pressure in your life, clear the air, and set the stage for a stronger, more loving relationship. More on this topic as the days unfold. I hope you have a fabulous couple of weeks with great communication.